Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here the day after the Royal Rumble. We're sitting here talking about WrestleMania already. I can honestly tell you that in the time, I didn't know if I liked it or not. They immediately went to Shinsuke Nakamura and asked him who he wanted to fight for the championship. Obviously, SmackDown doesn't have a pay-per-view until WrestleMania, I do believe, because the Chamber is going to the Monday Night Raw brand. But anything could happen. I mean, on a house show, on any edition of SmackDown. Does that mean that AJ Styles is not going to be defending the titles? SmackDown really likes to, every once in a while, just build up and have like a super SmackDown. I sort of related a lot to like when TNA did away with a lot of their pay-per-views, but they would just have big Impact shows, and they would call them, Genesis or No Surrender or those old pay-per-view names to build up a lot of hype to a really big show. SmackDown does that. I mean, AJ Styles beat Jinder Mahal on an episode of SmackDown for the championship right before the Survivor Series, changing one of the biggest matches on the show, making it AJ versus Brock a lot more appealing than the Jinder match. So I'm not 100% sure that I really like that idea, but it was pretty cool, honestly, at the same time. Maybe it was just setting up the whole, who is Asuka going to fight, and that gave a reason for Ronda Rousey to come down and point at the WrestleMania sign. It's going to be really fun to see what goes on with that. I'm guessing that Charlotte is going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight and going to build up a little bit more about what is going to be going down with that in the future. But it gets down to it. Nakamura versus AJ. It is a match that we have seen before at Wrestle Kingdom. I think it was at Wrestle Kingdom 11. That was the year that both AJ and Nakamura would leave. That was the last time and the only time that we've seen this match. And I think for a lot of people, it was a match that, was really appealing for WrestleMania. I know that, a few of my friends, Zach and Luke, they're both pumped for that. When it came down to looking at AJ Styles' opponents for WrestleMania, if he was going to be the champion, Nakamura, to me, was the most best looking match that made the most sense. Obviously, Nakamura was the #1 contender after beating John Cena. He went to SummerSlam and was not able to win the title from Nakamura there, and then I think he failed 2 more times after that, and that was sort of confusing at that time, honestly, because I thought that Nakamura went to SmackDown to sort of become the new John Cena and fill that void of like that must-see wrestler. When Cena started chasing after the championship, he got it right away, and it was developed that this guy was a long-term champion, that this was going to be the guy, and I honestly thought that's what Nakamura came to WWE to do, and especially after getting promoted off of the main roster. But there's always a reason for what it's going to be, and the build for AJ versus Nakamura, I think that they don't have a working relationship, but I think they have a favorable relationship with New Japan, even though they don't really trade guys back and forth. I think that they do, they get footage from there as well as they get from Ring of Honor, and I'm sure that we'll see some packages built that'll be really, really good and really fun, building up the Bullet Club and AJ Styles, building up, Nakamura going up against AJ at Wrestle Kingdom, or maybe they'll just try to act like this is the first time this match has ever happened. And sort of learn off of the rules from Warrior and Hogan from WCW, and try to act like this match has never happened and not really give people an outcome. When the match happened at Wrestle Kingdom, if you've never gone back and seen it or never checked it out, Nakamura defeated AJ Styles, which led to AJ being kicked out of the Bullet Club by Kenny Omega the next night on the New Year's Dash show. And then we never got to see AJ versus Omega. We never got to see, the buildup of that match, or we never got to see a playoff of Nakamura and AJ teaming against the Bullet Club. AJ just split, and then the next time we saw him would end up being at the Royal Rumble. This match, honestly could be really big. Off the top of my head, I think that AJ has been a really good champion. I think that him losing to Nakamura is not going to be a big knock on him where people take it back. I would love it if this was a match that we only saw one time, and no matter who won, both of the guys moved on and went in different directions. Sometimes with WrestleManias, when they've done sort of babyface versus babyface matches, they sort of lose their appeal and they sort of get lost in the shuffle. But I think this honestly should be really, really good. Nakamura, to me, honestly, should take the crown at WrestleMania. He should win this match, and he should win the title, and then go on for a long reign where we don't really see this guy get into trouble that he cannot get himself out of. He should be able to go in there and wrestle matches and develop himself as a really strong champion. So many times, especially with guys that are not brought up in the WWE and are, handpicked WWE talents. We see guys go on first runs with the title that are very, very non-memorable because they can't win matches. They need help. Most of their matches, like, let's say Seth Rollins, he has to have help out of the back. It seems like he cheats to win every match and has not just gone out there and just showed, like, this is the champion. He's going to beat everybody. No matter what he goes up against, he's going to be able to find a way to get out of it. That is the champion that Shinsuke Nakamura should be, and hopefully after WrestleMania, he will be.